I became involved with New Dawn during the prototyping phase. So after Mary had just finished her 6-month residency with Parliament, taking in all the sense of place and all the history of the place. This building has been around for nearly 1,000 years. One thing which I love about this building is that in its Gothic perpendicular style, where the piece will be located, it's this incredible soaring mass of stone. However, at the same time, it's all very, very masculine. So part of Mary's response was to then go to that and contrast against that. For us, I think the quest was authenticity. Authenticity of materials, authenticity of construction. We're responding to the materials within the place, many ancient materials of stone and the stained glass in the window adjacent, and also the raw irons. And we were thinking, how do we do a contemporary take on this? Once we'd experimented with so many ideas, there was a moment where the present design, when we saw it, we just knew it was it. It was the one. Then her next stage was to take all of our ideas and then turn it into a design, which could then be handed to the engineers.
Down and re-stop it, or do we hold it for the moment and lift it into position?
So here we are on the scaffold installing New Dawn. This is the exciting moment, and you can see all around us this amazing stonework and tracery. This is the craftsmanship that New Dawn is mirroring and fitting in with. You know, it is also made by individual craftsmen. And it's also, of course, a challenge for us because we're having to insert this very large metal and glass sculpture, get it up past all this stonework.
We've got 168 pieces of glass and the associated LED sheet to lift to not only the height of the balcony, but then several stories above that as well to get them ready to be installed, and all over the top of a staircase where we have candelabras and other items within the building which are all very, very precious and very delicate, and yes, lots of time and lots of care needed. So the challenges we face are that the metalwork of the artwork is, they're generally 6 meters long, which need to be lifted up several stories into the air through a gap which is not much larger than an A4 piece of paper, with sculptures on either side. So it's a very delicate and time-consuming process with many hands guiding.
Just put the central column up in place now. The upper wall brackets are just some studs protruding from the wall, which have a bracket on, allowing for a little bit of adjustment left and right, in order that we can ensure that each column is completely vertical, both left and right and front and back.
So we are now just over halfway through the day, and we have got nearly half of the columns lifted up into place. We have all of the glass on the various levels of the scaffold ready to be installed. We've just been lifting the dimmer rack units up, which are hugely heavy and awkward, and they are now safely on the level waiting to be installed. So we have about half of the columns left to go. We're halfway through the day. I'm really pleased everything has gone to plan so far.
By installing New Dawn here up over the main entrance to Parliament, we're really enlivening, making available a space that's always been there and has never been noticed because it was dark. The artwork will light it up. Suddenly there'll be something to look up and see, and I think it will stop people in their tracks. They will be absolutely mesmerised by this artwork, and really there'll be nobody who enters Parliament who doesn't see it.
When I came here, and it's all behind the scaffolding, behind this big screen, I've got this just incredible sense of excitement. What's it going to look like in its site? I mean, it's an incredible location, and to have the piece there and just to see the light bouncing off all those details, those Gothic details of the architecture, I just can't wait.